Red 2 standing by, all 4 lit, and in the green. Welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. It has been quite a journey getting to where we are, but at long last, I will be able to finish everything off. There's still a couple of things I have to do, because I want to actually take on the Running Man's Marathon, and I also would like to get the last gold skulltulas outside the dungeons. There's a bit to do, but we will get it done, and I will hack around cheapskates. Oh well, we've got that sorted out, our magic is topped up, and we're going to head out to Gerudo Valley on the back of our horse, because the Running Man is in the carpenter's tent. No matter what you do, the Running Man will always beat you by 1 second. Even if you somehow hack the game to give yourself a time of 0, the Running Man will complete the race in -1 second. He will quite literally warp time and space to beat you. He's that good. Apparently the reason is the developers simply couldn't think of a good reward for beating the Running Man, so they made him unbeatable. Well, another day will be dawning at some point. But we've done a lot of work. We've cleared out the Young Link part of the Spirit Temple. We have done pretty much everything we need to do on horseback, and I don't know whether that was a bigger... Actually, no, I do know that was a bigger nightmare than the Shadow Temple. The only reason the Shadow Temple boss fight was difficult was because I tried to do it normally. And things were a little bit slow, unfortunately. But freezing Bongo Bongo's hands does work. If you want to put in the effort for the ice arrows, they still have their uses. Alrighty, let's go around here and let's get ready to run. Once again, parking my horse in a not so bad part of town. I mean, imagine what they'd do if they found out that the horse Ganondorf has been looking for is just parked under his nose all this time. Metaphorically speaking. Across our bridge. Okay, let's see. Is the Running Man going to be awake? Well, day is dawning, so that was really good timing. Seems like no matter what time of day, the boss carpenter is standing around. What now, Navi? What does she have to say, honestly? Equip the silver gauntlets and try to move things you couldn't budge before. Okay, fair enough. It's not going to be as bad as, hey, why don't you try... Have you tried playing the Nocturne of Shadow, despite the fact I just played the Nocturne of Shadow? Ugh. Well, there's our carpenters looking like a really... I can't go in head, but yeah, they look like some sort of odd boy band lineup. I mean, that's a very different Carpenter's album. Ah, sir. I'm the Wandering Running Man. I've run all over this land in search of true competitive spirit. I beat all my challengers, man and beast. You're an athletic guy, and you look like you might have a true killer instinct, too. Now that the bridge over Gerudo Valley is complete, I'm looking for a challenger to have a commemorative race against. The best time to go from here to the bridge in the Lost Woods was 2:38. That's my record. Will you challenge my record? Excellent. Then, you go first. I'll give you a head start. Now, go ahead. Oh, we are off and I got stuck on a pot. That's not a good start. Wait, that was a little bit odd. Alright, so run as fast as we can. Maybe backwalking might be useful. I don't know whether backwalking or side hopping is more useful. Side hopping might actually get me shot by Samus, admittedly, so I don't know if that's going to work, but I don't know all the speedrunning tricks. I genuinely do not, but we'll get running. I can't quite run backwards there, but can we beat his old record at least? I can't use Epina and I can't use warp songs. I did at least find out where I was supposed to use warp songs, but the game told me off because it thought that it was cheating. That was a pain. I mean, why don't I get to use cheese strategies like that? Every time I've tried to do a cheese strategy, the game has screwed me over. So line up Kokiri Forest, get over the fence. It's not just horses that can't jump. And go backwards as fast as we can. Somehow this works. Alright, walking backwards for Christmas across the Irish Sea. At least we don't have any enemies to deal with. Running into a pea hat while I'm doing this would be really embarrassing. We're making good time though. But as I said, the running man will always beat us. Keep going. Keep going backwards. I didn't realize there was a fence in my way. Now we might have to turn around. Well, we're on track for a pretty good time, I'd say. We might make it in 2 minutes. Come on. Whew, you did quite well. But you couldn't beat me. Your time was 2:01, but I just beat you by 1 second. Oh, you'll have to challenge me again sometime. I probably could do a bit better. And off he goes. But I do want to go this way, as it turns out. We do need to head through Kokiri Forest because I'm going to Zora's River and I need to actually go a bit further downriver because one of the Skulltulas was there. There's one on the... So as you're heading up the river, to your right, opposite where the heart piece, the first heart piece you need the Cuckoo for is, there's a huge structure, and I think if you get up there, you will be able to get this Skulltula, or I can use the long shot. So through here, and, well, we can use the iron boots, but it is admittedly easier to dive, because then we don't have to go into the pause screen. Through here we go. The last Skulltulas outside the dungeons are here, so that's really good. Alright, downriver. Should be able to follow this path and... Actually, if we walk down the river, we should be fine. I think the enemies stay around, though. Maybe? Oh well, almost got it. Alright, so... Yeah, this thing ahead of us. So you might have noticed that there's a little... There's a little ridge we can climb up, and there's a ladder here too. Now, it should be near here anyway. Should be hearing the scratching pretty soon. Ah, there it is. It's over here. Very nice. Don't fall in the hole, but we do need to make it back and actually enter Zora's Fountain when it's night, because that will That will get me the other Skulltula I'm looking for. I mean, it helps. Well, it has been quite a journey. This has been probably one of my most diligent runs on Ocarina of Time, despite the frustration. I've managed to get all 100 gold Skulltulas, which I have done before, and the heart pieces, but I have never done the race to get the cow in my house, and I also generally try and avoid the largest quiver, because I think horseback archery stinks. I've also tended to avoid doing the Poe side quest, and I'd never raced the Running Man either. So this really has been very productive. Now, oh, hang on, I'll wait for the sun to rise, just in case, because otherwise we might not get it. Wait. That's what we want. I also wonder if King Zora has any additional dialogue once we've beaten the water temple. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I'll have to speak to him and find out. Yeah, we don't get to see Zora's domain unfreeze during the events of the game. It actually kind of sucks. It's a little bit of wasted potential, really. Some things change about Death Mountain, but Zora's domain is just stuck. So, head all the way up here and talk to King Zora. Let's see what he says. Ah, I see. Princess Ruto went to the water temple. So Lunk hasn't told him. Ruto's not coming back, unfortunately. Not necessarily in a bad way, she's just a sage now. So that kind of mucks things up for people, in a sense. Alright, out here. You might actually hear the sound of enemies nearby. As we traverse the water and swim out towards where we encountered the great fairy who gave us Furore's Wind. You can glitch into Jabu Jabu. The trigger is still there, but it's really hard to do. Ah, Tektite. Oh. Nope, we don't need that. What we do need is this. You can hear enemies. Link smashes the boulder, and if we drop through this... Please. There we go. Now. Nothing here, right? But, yes, there are invisible Skulltulas. And they remain invisible even when we defeat them. Thankfully, Navi can still target them. I'm being a cheapskate and not wasting my magic. Like, how are you actually supposed to note that this was here anyway? This is just really odd, because it's like, there's no way for you to know this is here. You've just got to go and lift everything. So there's a long staircase. Oh, we can take shortcuts. Might be another Skulltula. Oh, it's a visible Skulltula. There we go, now. There it is. Right up there. So that handles that. So that should complete our Skulltula list. For now, Haunted Wasteland, good to go. Gerudo's Fortress, Gerudo Valley. Hylia Lakeside, Lon Lon Ranch, Market, Hyrule Field, Death Mountain, Kakariko, Lost Woods, and at last Zora's Domain. 98. There are 2 more left. And then we can go and get 200 rupees that we never need. We are kitted out with almost everything. We don't have any more beans. We need 1 more arrow type, which we will get later. We've got gear to spare. I might use one of my fairies and get a green potion later on. So we will just head on out to the desert and finish off the Spirit Temple. It's going to be good. It's been quite the journey, but at long last, I do like the way the Goron tunic goes with the mirror shield and the silver gauntlets, though. That's a really neat touch. Of course, if we do get there and it's daytime, I will be making sure it's night when we go into the Spirit Temple, because there's something I do want to show off. So yeah, it's always worth considering what are people's favourite dungeons. Hang on. Oh, there's still a bit of time. That's good. So let's go in. I mean, we know my favourite is the Spirit Temple. It has been my favourite since playing this. I genuinely love the Wind Temple too. I've mentioned that. It's just got a really nice design. I love how the music sort of feels floaty and airy. And the strings that kick in are really, really good too. Just fantastic all round. Great design, some great mechanics. The way you work together with Makar, like working together with Medley in the Earth Temple, is brilliant. And I like the music for the Earth Temple too. The little bit of didgeridoo music they work in there, a simple riff, but an enjoyable one. So we'll bomb the Beamos. Ah! I put it down by my feet. Bad. Acquire target. Throw bombs. That should do it. There we are. That took an embarrassingly long time. Sorry about that. And then we target this on the ceiling. So, let's actually take a moment to check the map and observe just the look of the place. So you see how we've got some very similar rooms in here. Then we've got that second floor area with the winding path. Again, very similar structures. Somewhat similar structures. They're just sort of expanded upon when you are adult Link. It does all feel so beautifully constructed, really. I've gone on about the Spirit Temple enough. But I do genuinely like the Wind Temple's motifs. That is very well designed as far as I'm concerned. So, we've got rocks, and we might need our slippery shoes. And I missed, of course. Ah yes, there's a Skulltula here. But we will gradually collect the silver rupees. You can get the long shot to acquire that one. Now, we can also climb up here, and I'd better actually get it right this time. But yeah, the Wind Temple, I think, is absolutely fantastic. Then there's the incredible sense of mystery in the Stone Tower Temple. There are all sorts of cool theories and lore videos about exactly what it is. They range from all sorts of ideas, and I like that because it's just so intense, so deep, it gives you more questions than answers. How you wind up sort of mirroring the dungeon, almost, the layout largely remains the same, but each room just flips around on its own. The fact it can do that, the fact you do wind up with that drastically different setup for the dungeon, the way it plays out in that really weird manner, and the fact that the actual stone tower itself feels like it's contributing to the rest of the dungeon. That is really good. Then, after that, it probably is a pretty difficult guess. Because I think the ancient cistern would be next, because I love the fact that they wound up working in all that Buddhist imagery to the dungeon. It's really creative. It's really well designed. It's got some neat moments. Just the way everything looks very heavenly, keeps that really strong Buddhist imagery along the way. And then you get down to that section that feels like you're descending into hell with the zombie bokoblins and everything. That whole malicious looking area is really good. And then everything is amplified by the fact you have that moment where you're climbing out of the bottom of the dungeon and the bokoblins climb up that thin spider thread and try and climb up after you, perfectly completing the parable. It's so well done. And you get the whip as an awesome item, and then the boss fight just caps everything off so well. Koloktos is one of the best in the series. You get a wolf. And it gets cut down in one shot. Not in the mood, buddy. So yeah, the ancient cistern looks awesome. Then it's kind of a guess from there, really. There are lots of good ones across the series, but I've just always sort of wondered what it would be. I admit, especially since playing the remake, the face shrine in Link's Awakening is incredible. Just that tremendous feeling of melancholy that the music hits you with. You know you've got to get off the island. You knew that. But then you're just pummeled with the fact that it's all a dream, and that if you do leave the island, everything is going to be destroyed. Everyone you've come to know is going to die, effectively. It just hits you. And you're just feeling that you do have to save the windfish. You do have to wake him up and spare him those horrifying nightmares. But you're going to be destroying so much at the same time. It's an incredibly existential dungeon. It just kind of gives you a feeling of dread and uncertainty. You're just wrestling with moral dilemmas. It's really well done. It advances the story so well. Oh, have we got an invisible floor master here? We probably do. Ow, I got punched again. You can die. Where's the third? There we go. Now, there are 2 chests in this room, and I think one of them is a freeze trap. So we need to push these mirrors around, reflecting sunlight. Alright, this is the freeze trap, isn't it? No, it's a recovery heart. I did tinker around with the sound on my TV and it's still making that funny crunchy noise. Oh well. So, let's push this around. One of them drops a wall master on our heads. That's the freeze trap. Let's get the rest of them done. Oh, that opens the door. What does the other one do? That's the wall master, isn't it? So this is the freeze trap. So yeah, that just does nothing but freeze you. I don't know why it's there, but yeah, it's a fun little gimmick. Yep, there's the wall master. And... oh, you're kidding! Oh, I didn't realize it did that. I suppose it's not bad, but... alright, well, I guess it needs constant sunlight. I genuinely didn't realize it did that. Oh well. So, the Armos here. So we've got bigger swords. We can do more damage. Let's split up. We can do more damage that way. Okay, so we need to get across there. Do we use the hover boots here, or do I need a long shot target? No, it is the hover boots. But I think this is largely... Oh wait, hang on. Do we make a chest appear here? Because a chest is showing where I am standing, basically. It hasn't appeared yet. I know one of them appears on one... Ah, that's what that one does. Okay, so we can just quickly... Can we? Yes, you can still long shot onto the statue's nipples. The developers presumably put that in there as a bit of a joke. Yeah, I'm not sure why, but like I said, it probably ties into the fact that there was the option to target the statue and have Navi admonish you. Seems like if this is a statue representing a Gerudo patron deity, it kind of seems a little bit disrespectful to do that. But then again, I suppose I don't know exactly how much emotional maturity Lunk has. Like, remember, he's probably got the mind of a 10-year-old in this. He's probably frightened out of his wits, but he's just having to put up with a whole lot of crap because Destiny says so. But yeah, I like the Face Shrine as far as dungeons go, and Snow Peak Ruins is also really, really good. It's a very creative dungeon. It's very interesting to note that you do not actually get any hearts in the dungeon proper until you've actually beaten the boss, at which point a whole lot of hearts will come from Yetta and Yetto. Your only source of healing throughout the entire dungeon is the hearts is basically the soup. The different ingredients you get for the soup will provide you your healing, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, if you want to, you can access Child Link's section, but it won't do very much for us. We might be able to boot our way over. But how do I make the chest appear here? Is it an invisible one? Alright, so we didn't need the Scarecrow song. This should be it. Spirit Temple complete. 100! That's pretty good. Now, how do I make that chest appear over there? Is it invisible? Or did I just walk past it? Okay, I am going to try and find out what's going on, but give me a moment. I will see what exactly I can do to make that chest appear. I wonder if it is invisible. Hold on a moment. Oh wait, hang on, it appears when I play Zelda's Lullaby. Oh, I'm just an idiot. Which is not surprising. And we get $5. Now, one more thing before I wrap up the episode. Drop down here, and then drop down here. And we can open this door. You will note that we have big blocks. Push our way through. I'm surprised we actually have any traction. because the hover boot should not be letting us do this, honestly. We should be slipping around and face planting and falling over. It should not be working like that, but it is. The iron boot should be giving us better traction because we have better strength to work with. We've got a much more stable grounding. So there's that, and then we have... Now, if I get this right... we can get our hammer... and disappear from view. So this elevator will take us back up to the main room of the Spirit Temple where we can proceed. Thank you very much for joining me. Till next time, this is Red 2 returning to base. Oh god, that's still moving. I didn't realize that was still moving. I don't think I've ever been more annoyed to be rich in my entire life. We got there's $100 under my house? You must be hardened with fire. You ruined my line.